Welcome to another session of the School of Thought, Lunch and Learn. This is Dr. Khannah Josué, your certified transformation coach and certified brain coach. Today's topic is what I say often to emphasize who I am in the coaching field. I am a cultivator, not a motivator. Now, don't get me wrong, motivators are important. They have an assignment, and so do cultivators. Today, we're going to unpack the difference because when you understand the assignment of both, you'll know where you are in your journey and why it feels the way it does. Let's first define the motivator. The motivator's job is to spark, to inspire, to awaken something inside of you. Motivators are like flames. It gives you exciting moments, gets you motivated, gives you vision. You might leave a conference, a church service, or even a conversation with someone, and you feel like you can conquer the world. Feels like you are on top of the world. You could do all things. That's motivation. But here's the thing. Motivation by itself doesn't root you. It gives you energy, but it doesn't transform you. And if you stop right there with motivation, eventually the fire dies down. So you find another motivator or another motivation video or another conference to keep this fire burning. And some become addicted to being motivated. And that's what happened to me with one of my mentees. I couldn't understand why they wanted me to keep repeating the same thing over and over, and I couldn't see any fruits because they were addicted to the motivation. Now, let's talk about and define cultivating. Now, understand first. So, when you get addicted and you want to keep being motivated, after motivation, usually a cultivator appears in your life. We overlook it because we're only focusing on motivation, right? Now, the cultivator has a different assignment. A cultivator comes with tools in hand, a plow, a spade, something, or sometimes even pruning shears. And when you meet a cultivator, it doesn't always feel good. There's a life principle that says, now all discipline and correction, while it is happening, does indeed seems painful, not enjoyable. But for those who have been trained by the discipline, by the correction, it later produces its peaceful fruit. Why is it painful? Good question. Because cultivation is about digging, uprooting, breaking hard ground, shaping, pruning. There's another life principle speaking to a cultivator named Jeremiah. His assignment was this: today, I have placed you over the nation and kingdoms to uproot and to tear down, to destroy and to demolish, to build and to plant. But before Jeremiah could cultivate nation, he first had to be cultivated himself. The life principle story reminds us that before Jeremiah could speak to nation, God first sent him to the potter's wheel. There, as he watched the potters press, shape, and even crush the clay to remake it into what it was truly designed to be. Jeremiah began to see his own reflection in the clay. He realized he himself was on the wheel, being pressed, shaped, sometimes broken down, so he could be rebuilt into the cultivator God intended him to be. That's cultivation. It's not quick and it's not comfortable, but it truly is necessary. I too had to be placed on the potter's wheel. to be cultivated before I could ever call myself a cultivator. And let me tell you, it was painful, unbearable. It was crushing. It was embarrassing sometimes. And it was not quick. My wrong choices, mistakes, they became part of the ingredient of my molding. But here's the good news. No matter what mistakes you made, God is not intimidated by them. It's all placed in that pot. Your failures, your flaws, your regrets. Because in His hand, even those became part of your development. All right. I have 3 mentees experience I like to share with you. In each of these stories, there are wisdom nuggets you can hold on into, truth that will help you to make adjustments in your own transformation journey. File them away in the southeast corner of your memory. I like to call it the southeast corner, that location right there in your memory. So you don't repeat the same mistakes or waste the precious energy and time you've been giving on this earth, resisting the process. Instead, yield to it so you can bear the fruit of your success. Okay, here we go. The first story, the first one I call the uprooted tree. I once had a mentee who came to me full of energy, branches reaching high, excited to grow. But when I looked deeper, I saw their root were wrapped around stones of fear and old habits. So I began to dig. And when I dug, it hurt them. Yes, it did. They mistook the spade in my hand for destruction, when really I was trying to free their roots. Cultivation often looks like pain when you don't understand it. But without deeper roots, that mentee could not stand when storms came. They walked away for a season, but later came back and said, "Now I get it. You weren't tearing me down. You were strengthening me." My answer? Exactly. I have a second story. The second story with another mentee. This one I called the potter's wheel. This mentee wanted instant results. They thought motivation was enough. But instead of handing them quick success, I placed them on the wheel. Through teaching and instruction, I began to press, shape, and sometimes even crush those things that were being formed the wrong way. On the potter's wheel, the spinning feels dizzy. I understand that. And the pressure feels unfair. You begin to feel like a victim. But it's the only way the clay becomes a vessel of honor. At the time, they resisted strongly, may I add. They didn't want to be reshaped. But years later, they told me, now I see. You weren't breaking me. You were molding me. But time was wasted in the resisting. They had to start all over again. My third story with the other mentee, I call it the field and the plow. This mentee came with fresh vision, like a seed in their hand. They wanted fruit tomorrow. But I brought out the plow first. I carved pathways deep into the soil of their life with discipline, accountability, correction. And they did not like it, for sure. They confused the sound of the plow with punishment, when in reality, it was preparation. No farmer drops seed on hard ground. The plow must come first. Cultivation makes space for the seed to take root. That mentee also walked away. And that's typical of humanity. We often find the grace to endure the pain of abuse for years, even making excuses for why we shouldn't leave. But when it comes to the pain of correction, discipline, true cultivation, we scream bloody murder and then we run. It's so unfortunate, but that is part of the humanity suit that we wear. That's the way our humanity reacts, unfortunately. Years later, the same mentee watch others who endure the plow and produce good fruit. In time, they finally understood what was really happening. Now, here's a simple math: motivation plus cultivation equal transformation. So here's the truth: motivators and cultivators work hand in hand. The motivator lights the fire, but the cultivator digs the ground. The motivator inspires you to start, but the cultivator makes sure you finish. Without motivation, cultivation feels too heavy. Without cultivation, motivation fades away. Another profound principle in life says the seed only grows in good ground. Motivation drops the seeds, but cultivation prepares the soil. That's why you need both. I recommend every motivator, after you finish, you should be recommending cultivators. So, if you're in the season where it feels like the soil of your life is being broken, don't run. If you feel the cutting of old roots, the pressure of the wheel, or the plow breaking your ground, it may just mean you are in the hand of a cultivator. That's all it means. So you tell yourself, I must be in the hands of a cultivator because this is painful. And that means God is preparing you for greater fruit. Remember this: sparks are good, but roots are better. Motivation will get you excited, but cultivation will get you established. Thank you for investing your time with me on today. I hope you get a great return in the answers that you needed and the encouragement. So if so, please share this video with someone, friend, family, spouse, prayer group, partners, professional partners, anyone that you could think of that needed. Together, let's bring back those who ran away from their transformation. I even recommend this for pastors to share it with your congregation, share it with your mentees, for those who ran away so they could understand and come back to the potter's wheel for their transformation. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for Wisdom Nuggets, by School of Thought with Dr. Khannah Josué, and visit my website, khannahjosué.com, to stay connected for upcoming classes and workshops. Until next time, keep your soil open, keep your heart teachable, and trust the process of cultivation. Shalom.